Hi everybody, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching. So today I'm going to show you how I've made this adorable pop-up card, and it's using a brand new collection which is just launched on Craft Stash, and it is Paddington Bear, and it couldn't have come out at a better time after seeing the Queen do that lovely sketch with Paddington. So I wanted to create like a briefcase or suitcase style. This is actually now going to be for my best friend's little boy. He's turning 4 and I thought it was perfect. So this is the front of the card. I say at the end of the tutorial, when I put this all together, I then thought this actually is the envelope, I think, as well. I think I'm going to wrap some twine around it, and then you can just undo the twine and then open it up. So it's 5x7 without this piece here. So if you don't do the Paddington theme, it's a 5x7 size card. Got his initials on the little tag there. All of this product is all part of the new collection. It's linked below. And then when I open it up, I think my 4 was just drying a little bit there, but you can see you get this wonderful pop-up scene. And I've just stamped different images of Paddington, and I've got them all set inside this box here. And then for today, you've got the little red double-decker bus, and then on the back you've got your space to write your message. The whole thing stands and it can be displayed, and like I said, it all folds down into that 5x7 size. I thoroughly enjoyed making this. I have done this style before. Some of you might recognize it. I did one as a donut gift box, or like a tray of donuts. So the donuts are in the bottom and it opened this way. So I'll link that one up here. It'll also be at the end of the video. And I've also made this style before in different orientations and sizes. So again, I'll link the playlist so you can get some more inspiration if you've not seen it before. Pretty straightforward to make. The pop-up in a pop-up there is maybe the trickiest part, but I do break it all down because it's like a pop-up within a pop-up. So it's something a little bit different, but I think it's come together lovely. And acetate, all that kind of stuff's optional. So yeah, hopefully it inspires you and you can recreate something similar. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm using pretty much everything, I think, from the new collection. So these are the stamp sets. You've got the Paddington Gets Busy, and you've got just the one that says Paddington. So I've taken more from that one and just that one there. So, but you can obviously use anything in this card. It doesn't have to be the Paddington theme. That's the stamps. I'm going to use the stencil in a minute on the front of the suitcase. I've then used my chunky alphabet for the word today, taken my number from the Ultimate Numbers and Ordinals, one of the tags from the ephemera selection that's going to go on the front, and then the paper on the inside is from the 8x8 paper pad. So as I always say, everything will be linked in the description box below. I'm also using a little bit of vellum and an acetate sheet, but that's optional as well, and it obviously depends on how you're decorating yours. So first of all, to make the pop-up card, the little suitcase or briefcase, you want a piece of 10.5 by 7. Along the 10.5 side, you're going to score at 5, 9 and 10. And then for the front inside of the card, you want a piece of 5 by 7. Along the 5-inch side, you're going to score at 1. You then also want to die cut your aperture. So this is where it's a bit different to the donut one that I made. So I've just used one of the dies, a rectangle die here. You want something that's roughly around 3 1/8 by 5.5. You want it to fit within there. Now I'm not framing this because it's already got a stitched frame detail which comes on the dies here. These are the old Card Making Magic rectangle dies. So once you've got all that ready, you then want your piece of acetate, as long as you want it to, you know, go behind your aperture there. So everybody's is going to be a bit different, but if you've got the same dies as me, then I've cut mine to 3 3/4 by 6 1/4. So first of all, I'm going to stick that down. Okay, and just give that a really good burnish, like so. You can then fold and burnish these score lines. You'll then want these little pop-up pieces, which are optional, and also a piece for the handle. So these ones measure 1/2 inch by 2. And along the 2-inch side, I've scored at every 1/2 inch. So 1/2 inch, 1 and 1.5. Do that twice, 3 times, as many times as you want your images to pop up. It's entirely up to you. And then for the handle, this is a piece of 1/2 inch by 4.5. And I'll go through where I've kind of made those folds in a moment. So first of all, I want to just add some distressed kind of look to this craft card. So I'm just using the vintage photo here. And I'm going to ink up all of the sides. So just fold over a section and then add your ink And this is just going to give it a nice distressed look. Okay, so I've inked everything up, and then I went to do my stencil but realised I'd done it upside down. So what's going to happen is this is going to stick over the top there. Now I might trim that tab just so it doesn't come into the view there. That's going to go like so, and it's going to be displayed this way. So I've got pattern paper to go over that, so I'm not worried that that's although it does look quite nice there as well. But then when this closes, that goes up and it all folds flat into that 5x7 size. So if I just take that out just so you can see it a bit better. So you want your main 5x7 piece, that's going to be the front of the card, and it's going to be a bottom fold, so it folds down. So I want to have my Paddington sign here. So you want to put a little pencil mark at 1 1/4 in from each side along the top, and then 3/4 from the bottom, and then just use your ruler, sit it against the two across so it meets the 2 points, and then just fold it, and then you get your handle like so. Now I want to stick the handle. First of all, I need to trim this back just a little bit so it doesn't go into the view like so. Now by adding the handle, I am going to make the overall size a little bit bigger than 5x7, but that's fine. So the idea is, again, if I just place that on there, I want the handle to go in between this piece so it's all hidden, so that when it's displayed you have that briefcase look, or suitcase. I keep saying briefcase, but it is a suitcase, isn't it? So I'm going to add a little bit of glue. I'm going to add it just underneath the fold, just so that that stays down. Just make sure you've got a nice right angle, and then add a little glue to the back first just to get it in place. So just make sure it's in the middle. Just fold that tab down. Yes, 2 inches in, and that'll be the middle. Okay, and then that one can now stick on there. So do that one next. I'm going to use the red tape again because I've got the acetate on that part, so it'll just stick better. So just run your strip along there. I'll probably add another one actually as well below. Okay, take that off, and then just line up that piece over the top. Okay, so we've got that effect. Now we need to add the pop-up pieces, and if you want a background in here, you want to add that now as well, along with your pattern paper here. So I've got this piece which I've cut to 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 because that's just a normal 5x7 layer. Yeah. So that one's going to go there, but I think I'm just going to distress it a little bit around the edges just so it's not got such a crisp white finish. Okay, so that's all stuck down, and then I've got this white piece which I'm going to add some just very subtle cloud detail to. So this is from my Whatever the Weather stencil set. It's a repeat design, so I can start it from the left here, and although it doesn't, you know, cover all of this, the end of this cloud will patch with that one there. So I'm going to use a little bit of, try and get the same kind of blue as his coat. I think Salty Ocean will be a good match. Okay, so now this is going to be a little bit, it's not difficult, but I just need to make sure I get the sequence right. I need to plan out where I want them. I think we'll do that, and then we could have the bus there as well. So these pieces here, now you may want to make them thinner because the idea is they need to be hidden behind part of him. So I'm going to cut this actually in half. So it's very, very small. but you're going to stick, so I need to see, so that's going to be there and there. So I'm going to add my glue just onto the edge there, and this needs to stick onto the back here, like so. Okay, so you want it stuck, you know, it's going to be positioned wherever you want it to be. So if I show you inside, that will then fold down and around, and the other end will attach to the back. It will go. Yeah, so we'll have that one there, and then he is going to go, let's just make sure I've got these. So that's that one. And then again with his, I'm just going to cut it a little bit thinner again, because I want to get it behind his foot there. So I'm just, if I lay that down, I can see like where I need that to be. So again, add the glue. It's going to be like there, and stick that one onto the edge. Now we can take those out because you're going to put them in separately when it is together. Now what you want to do is just fold over the very ends. You're going to add your glue like so, and then you also want to add your glue to the bottom of this piece here. If I fold that down, see all the glue should be facing up like so, and then you can fold this piece down, and those pieces, you'll see that they will stick above the score line inside, and this is all sticking to the piece below. If I just lift that now carefully, can you see you get your two pop-up pieces? So it's just a sequence to follow. I think once you've done it and you've got the knack, then you know it is straightforward to do. But because we're kind of containing a pop-up within a pop-up, you could also, it'd be easy to do if you didn't have the acetate. So, but you can then fold the whole thing flat that way. You can see we get, oh, really cute. I love this. I think it's come together so nicely. That little briefcase, the little suitcase there. Okay, now this is where you'll have to use your tweezers to get your images in. So I have that one. I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue on that foot, and then just sit him on there, and then I can just pinch and just move him a little bit. I'm going to add the kite separately, and I'm just going to stick it in there with a little bit of foam. Okay, so we've got him now. And then again with this one, so it was that foot there. And just give that time to dry. And then I'm going to have him just there. I'm going to pop a little bit of foam on him. Just close it all down. You can really get some pressure then on that glue inside. And then we'll pop a little bit of foam on the bus. And then we'll add the kite in a moment, but it stands up really nicely because it's got that 1 inch kind of support there. Okay, so change my mind a little bit. I'm going to do a strip of vellum along here for the today, so that just pops just that little bit more. It's not so busy against the tag paper. Okay, so my hands are quite sticky, so but you get the idea, like so. And then the 4, I'm going to draw around the number and then cut it out, and then we've got our own like little border for it. Okay, so once you cut it out, pop that back over, you then get a nice frame for it. It just helps it lift a bit more. So this is, I've stuck all these with the foam, double-sided foam adhesive, so there's dimension. So I can just peel the backing off there. But now that should just stand out a little bit more against that busy background, but I think that looks really cool. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to the bottom of the 4, because that's all that's on the vellum. And I'm going to stick this all onto the vellum first, because you can then add the glue to the back of the vellum and then you won't see any of it. And you can see that I've just popped the glue just behind all of those pieces, and that way you don't see any of it. And that's not going to lift at all or anything, so that'll be enough to keep that in place. And then for the back, so you've got somewhere to write your message, you want to cut the same size as that piece that is stenciled, so it will be 3 3/4 by 6 3/4. And then I'm going to add this one on the back, but I think I'm going to just punch another circle. There's some red card there, just to frame it against the white on the back. And then that can just go there, and then I've got space to write my message. I've just added the kite there, and then I'm just going to stamp Ralph's initials. And that's the finished card. I've just stamped Ralph's initials there as well, just to personalise it. But I think that's turned out lovely. All folds up, and you can have that. In fact, I'll pop that there now. And that's all ready. Do you know, I'm tempted to just maybe put a little peg or wrap some twine around it and just give it to him like so. Because I think that would look really quite sweet. And then you can open it up really easily. And like I said, displays nicely, and you've got your space on the back to write your message. So I hope you've enjoyed this pop-up card from me today. I've thoroughly enjoyed putting this together, and I'm so pleased I've got these stamps. This won't be the last card that you see me making using this collection. As always, I will link everything that I've used in the description box below. Check out the launch today, because you'll see some other lovely samples and demos that Lou will be doing, or would have done by the time this video goes up. So I'll just give you some more inspiration as well. As always, if you've enjoyed today and you've not subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing, and then that way you won't miss out on any future tutorials. I will also have linked here the donut style pop-up that I did that's similar to this, and I've also got one that is this way as well, which I think's under the water, and there's one with a window. There's a few anyway, so have a look, so you get some more inspiration as well. Take care, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.